This one's for Eric. Eric, this is kind of the third straight week where the offense started a little bit slower in the first half and picked up in the second. Again, what do you think the issue is in the first and what changed in the second?
I mean, we went down the first possession and we got a field goal and we were moving the ball great, so I'm not necessarily sure we started slow, but after that, you know, I think guys were just, you know, trying to do a little too much, but once we get those guys to, you know, understand what they got going on, it's going to be good.
Paris, if you can talk about the performance of the defense today, especially holding Pitt on third down. They were only 3 of 13 on third down efficiency.
I mean, we just wanted to make sure we got them off the field and get our offense the ball as much as possible. So we knew 3 and outs was the fastest way next to turnovers to get the ball. So.
Steve, your matchup with Maddox today seemed to be very physical throughout the game. Just your impressions of how that went, what you thought you could take advantage of going into the game, and if there were any adjustments made during it.
I knew Maddox was a good corner coming into this game. You know, I felt like he matched my enthusiasm. You know, we competed. I think I only went up top one time on him, but it was great going against him, just knowing that you're going against a guy that's going to bring the best out of you. So, you know, it was an exciting matchup.
Eric, kind of going back to the half dynamics, there weren't many rushes in the first half. There was a lot of you throwing the ball, and then kind of the running game became more of a factor in the second. Does that change the way you play at all when you know that the first half game plan is going to be a lot of you throwing?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I play quarterback, so if we're throwing the ball, I love that. But obviously, you know, we need to get a run game, get that going just so it's more balanced. But I'm just happy for the guys. You know, the defense did awesome, especially this guy next to me. And, the line, they were showing us some different stuff like Coach said, but they picked it up. So I'm just happy we got the win. That's the most important thing right now.
Questions for Eric. You know, after the last 2 weeks, it was close but no cigar. Here you go. You guys have a close game again. You're able to pull it out. What does that do for you guys going forward?
I mean, it's good, but like I said, I mean, we had so much to improve on. Game was way too close for us. We could have put it away a lot more. We had many opportunities to do so. But, you know, it's always nice to get that win. That's the most important thing, like I just said.
Eric, when you have as many players step up receiving-wise as they did today, Steve having a big game, Irv had some big catches, and then Ravian had a huge game, how much does that help you as a quarterback, and how much pressure does that put on your opponent?
Oh, it puts a lot of pressure on defenses. Because you not only got to cover Steve and then Irv, but you got to cover Devin Butler and then Ravion Pierce. So you only have so many guys on the field, and then once you do that, the running game opens up. So there's always an answer. So I'm looking forward to the confidence that these guys are starting to get and getting it rolling.
Steve, this is for you. I stepped away, so I apologize if this was asked already. But there was 2 kind of moments that I noticed where you sort of had a outward burst of emotion there. One was on the no call early in the game, and Dino kind of said something to you coming off the field, and the other was after your touchdown. Just to kind of zero in on those 2 plays, what was kind of the message from Dino to you after that no call went in Pitt's favor?
Well, the first one, when they called a PI on me, I felt like my emotions got the best of me because I know that was going to be a huge touchdown, especially 4 down the game. And Coach Babers, he just came to me, he told me, he said, "You're playing a good game. Focus. We know that you played this game with a lot of emotion, but try to control it." So I calmed down after that, and the touchdown eventually came to help us win the game.
Right. So what caused everything kind of spill out then after that touchdown in the fourth quarter?
I think I just was holding it all in, from them taking back the first touchdown. So I just was being patient. I was like, I just can't wait until they call my name, So they called my name, and then I made the play. So I felt like I just want to really just signal it to the ref as well. Like I scored a touchdown. You can't take away this one. So I felt like that's where the emotions came out.
This is for Paris. Obviously, you guys forced a lot of 3 and outs early, but the offense wasn't really building on that. Does it add any pressure for you and your unit, kind of when the offense struggles? You don't have a lot of margin for error.
I mean, we know this offense. They just need any chance they can get going at any moment. So, I mean, of course, you want your offense to move the ball more than what they were doing, but at the same time, I mean, I had confidence that we were going to stop them and get them the ball back every time.
This question's for Eric and for Steve. The touchdown pass, Coach alluded to Maddox, got banged up, left the game. I think it was 2 plays later you guys hooked up for the touchdown. Where does that come from? Is that, an eye contact thing between the two of you, that he's out of the game, or does that come from the sidelines? Did you? Obviously you knew that Maddox wasn't out there. Could you take me through that series where he leaves and then you find Steve for the touchdown?
I feel like even if Maddox was out there, Steve was still going to catch it. Maddox is a great cornerback, but Steve's an even better receiver. So I got all the faith in the world in Steve. I've been with him since my freshman year. So we built a great relationship like that. The coach made a great play call. So we just had to execute, and Steve went up and made a great play.
Yeah, I totally agree with Dungey on that. I actually wanted them to call my name again with Maddox out there. So, I felt like Coach Baber just took advantage of the situation of him being hurt. So, it ended up working out for the best.
Paris, kind of gets lost in the shuffle, but Scoop Bradshaw made 2 back-to-back really big plays on defense in the first half. I just wondered if you had a comment on that. He's a guy who, there's a lot of bodies in the secondary, but he made the big pass deflection there, broke up another play. Any comment on that?
I just believe all our DBs had a pretty good game. Honestly, they definitely were breaking up a lot of passes, but Scoops was definitely a big one because it was a deep shot, one-on-one. It was either he made the play or it was going to be a touchdown. So, it was great to see him make that play.
Last question for the student athlete, Steven.
Hey, Eric. Dino likes to talk about kind of the underbelly of the team, and we had a couple receivers who maybe had their best games of the year, and Devin Butler catching that deep ball, and Ravian going for 9 and 99. What does it mean to just have 2 more reliable guys out there? Not that they weren't before, but just to have them have this big game and kind of get the offense balanced a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, it's huge. Because, like I said earlier, you got to cover him at some point, whether it's Steve, Irv, now it's Devin, Ravion. Strick's running the ball great, so it's great to have weapons like that. And like I said, it was just big for them to get some confidence, especially Ravion and Devin. So I'm looking forward to, them and the confidence that they keep going.
For sure. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good.